Thompson. I tried to see her 3 times last week. She wouldn't even open the door.
Please take your seats.
It has been impossible for the examiner to determine whether co-pilot William Thompson's death was the fault of defendant Samuel J. Doyle or the result of abnormal weather conditions beyond his control. However, the examiners have found beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, Samuel J. Doyle, was intoxicated during the flight on which the crash took place. Therefore, the decision of the Aeronautics Authority is that the defendant's license to fly a plane within the limits and jurisdiction of the United States of America be permanently withdrawn. This decision will go into effect immediately. It will be handed to all newspapers and posted at all airports. All right, gentlemen. Meeting's adjourned.
They were too lenient with you, Doyle. They didn't find you guilty of murdering my brother, but I did.
Mrs. Thompson, I'd like to... Please listen to me. Being sorry doesn't help any, I know, but if there's ever anything I can do...
John, will you please take me home?
Mrs. Thompson, please. Find out who Thompson's lawyer was. How much would it take to bring up the kid?
$1,000 a year until she's 18. $10,000. Why?
What I said about flyers being broke doesn't go for me. There's $8,325.52. It's all the kids.
Mrs. Thompson isn't taking your charity.
Mrs. Thompson isn't going to know. You're going to tell her you found that dough in her husband's safe deposit box. You're going to tell her it was her husband's money, and you're not going to tell her it came from me. There's a signed withdrawal slip in there. Well, what's so funny?
Well, I thought I was an infallible judge of character, that I could tell what a man was made of by just looking at him, but I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
What about your own? I read somewhere that you have a child, too, a boy.
Don't worry about that. I'll take care of him in my own way. You're gonna take my dough or not?
Do you know what kind of law I specialize in? I'm what's known as a trustee lawyer. Fortunes are left in my hands to be well invested, and I see that families and children get the money and keep it. I'm the legal guardian of 15 children. Look, those are my children. Some of them worth over $1 million. But I'll tell you this, Doyle. I'm going to be more careful of your $8,325.52 than of anything I've ever touched.
I know that. You see, I'm a good judge of character.
There's one thing more, Doyle. I want you to get some return on your money.
I don't want any return.
I know, you misunderstand me. You see, every year at Christmas time, I give a party for all my children. Now, this year, there are going to be 16 of them, and I want you to come so that you may know the Thompson child.
Getting pretty sentimental, aren't you, Mr. Sanford? I don't want to see the Thompson child. And if she knew who I was, she wouldn't want to see me.
Shut up, you guys. It ain't true. It was in all the papers. Everybody knows about it. It ain't true. It is so. It is not.
Oh, go on. Your old man can't even fly a kite.
Take that back.
Hey, you don't see Edmund Burke flying around drunk like your old man.
Old man Doyle is grounded for good. You're a liar.
My pop says he ought to be in jail.
Round the world, Doyle.
Oh, we're all fooey.
Round the block, Doyle.
Old man Doyle's a South End.
Come on, he wants to fight. Go on.
Who done it to you?
I don't know.
It's all right, officer. He's my boy.
Well, if he's your boy, keep him out of fights.
Thank you, officer. Yeah. How do you feel, fella?
I'm okay, Dad.
Think you feel good enough to take a little walk?
Sure.
What are you fighting about, Danny?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, come on now. Tell me.
You weren't in a crash, were you, Dad?
Yes, I was.
But they didn't dare take your license away, did they? But just for a short time, huh?
Yes, just for a short time.
We don't care, do we, Dad?
Fired, huh?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Doyle.
Doyle? Yes, sir.
So your name isn't White?
No.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid that if it gets out that
Yeah, I know. I've heard it before.
What do you do?
Anything?
Anything. Can't get a job doing anything. What did you do?
I was a flyer.
Oh, you're that Doyle. Sorry.
But listen.
There's nothing for you. Next.
All eagles, they fly high in Mobile. Something. All the eagles, they fly high in Mobile. Eagles, they fly high in Mobile. All the eagles, they fly high. And reach the sky.
Doyle, you didn't bring me here just to show off parlor tricks.
No, I didn't. I'm leaving tonight for Dutch Guiana.
Dutch Guiana? What for?
Got a job flying. That's what I like. $350 a month, gravy.
That's fine. Congratulations.
You know, I like the way you do things, Sanford.
Thanks.
I'd like to have you take care of my boy. The way you take care of the others.
Aren't you taking him with you?
No, he'd only get in my way.
So he'll get in your way, huh?
Yeah.
You know you're not helping him by going away.
It's not for him.
He'll still be Sam Doyle's son.
No, he won't. Not if he changes his name, moves to another neighborhood. If you take care of him.
You're running away, Doyle. You're scared. You're afraid of hurting his chances. Why don't you stay? Try to fight it out.
Listen, Sanford. I've got a pretty good slant on myself. Supposing I do stay, and I try, and I try, and I keep on trying. And some night, maybe I'll come home drunk. My boy will see me and put me to bed. Think I'd like that?
All right, Doyle.
Is it a deal?
It's a deal. I'll take him.
All right, Miss Rhodes?
Yes, dear.
Did you finish it, Dad?
No, no, you don't. No, you don't. Wait a minute. Did he finish his homework?
All done, Mr. Doyle.
All right, son, there you are.
Oh, boy. Gee, thanks, Dad. Look at Miss Rhodes. Look at Miss Sanford.
Pretty neat, huh?
Oh, boy, I'll say.
I guess you wouldn't let anything change your mind, huh?
About what?
About flying.
No, sir, nothing.
Danny, if I could help you become a great flyer, really a great flyer, by taking a trip for a couple of months, you'd think that was a pretty good idea, wouldn't you?
Sure, we could go together.
Well, suppose I had to go alone. You'd understand, wouldn't you?
Well, sure, but you're not going away, are you?
There's something else I want to tell you, Danny. We're going to change our name. We're going to take Mother's name, White.
Why?
Well, it'd help me out a great deal, and you'd kind of like to have the same name as mine, wouldn't you?
Anything you do is Jake with me.
You're all right, son.
Time for bed, Danny.
But it's early yet.
Come on now. Come on. Say goodnight.
Good night, Miss Sanford.
How about calling me Uncle Joe?
Uncle Joe.
Good night, Danny.
Night, Miss Rhodes.
Good night, Danny.
Come on, pilot. Let's take off.
Okay.
Switch on.
Contact! Wait!
In you go. You know something, Danny? Years ago, around Christmas time, when I was flying in the AEF in France, I got myself all rigged up as Santa Claus. I was flying some toys to a kid's school behind the lines. And while I was flying, somehow or other, George Washington here fell out of the box. And he got lodged in the rudder control.
Gee.
So I couldn't land in the field that I was supposed to. It was a lucky thing for me, Danny. That field was bombed to pieces.
Gosh.
So you see, I've got a pretty warm feeling in my heart for George. I want you to have him. Take care of him, won't you?
I'll never lose him. I'll never give him away to anybody.
That's the spirit. You stick by him, and he'll stick by you. Good night, son.
Good night, Dad.
You're gonna be a good boy, aren't you?
Sure.
Even when I'm not around, you're gonna be a good boy?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna be the second best flyer in the world.
You're gonna be the best.
Know him?
No, not everything. I've written him a note. Can you give it to him?
I will.
If you need any help, ask Mr. Sanford. All my money is being sent through him. Goodbye, Edith. Coming, Mr. Sanford?
How about calling me Joe?
Betsy, climb.
The weather is staying worse. He won't be able to see a nickel's worth coming over that range.
What do you want him to do, look for rubber?
He should have been here long ago. Yeah, if he cracks up, you can thank Mr. Larson. He's been driving him like a madman.
Ah, it's Sam's own fault. He's pigeon meat for the boss. He talks back to him too much. Take it from me. The way to get Larson's goats to do everything he says, pronto. That kills him worse than spitting in his eye. But what can he say? Cut that out. Please, Jackson, please.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Padre.
Good evening, Father.
I was hoping you boys would please me by attending Mass this year.
Who? Us?
She's coming! Mr. White's plane! Mr. White's plane, she's coming.
Check all the flares. Make sure they're lighted.
Son,
Are you all right, Sam?
yeah, I'm great, Becker. Bessie practically flew herself the last 50 miles.
What about my son?
Oh, I'm sorry, little fella. I forgot.
Oh, you forgot. You forgot. Oh.
How are you, Dino? Thanks. Hello, Father. How are you?
Hello, Sam.
White. You're late.
I know that, Larson.
Gotta refuel. Got a consignment of freight you're taking out tonight.
I take this time off every year. I reminded you. You said it was all right.
I changed my mind.
Well, change it back again.
I don't think the kid will miss much. Anyway, who'd call that a Christmas present, a picture of your mug? You ain't beautiful, White.
Look, Larson. I'm not flying tonight.
You want your name on a blacklist? Both names? The pretty description of what you look like?
You've been throwing that up to me for 5 years. Well, those 5 years are over right now.
You're taking orders or you're through.
Sam. Sam.
I'll get another job.
Where? Where will you get another job? You'll see that everybody down here knows about you. Tell Larson you'll fly, Sam. We can go into town next week.
Tomorrow's the last clipper mail till after Christmas. The kid's expecting to hear from me. I'm not going to disappoint him.
Are you satisfied you have done everything for Denny? Is a Christmas present the only thing left to give?
Well, I'm still betting that he comes crawling back to me. I'll take some more, boss.
I just soon take that trip too, Mr. Larson.
When I want you, I'll ask for you.
Whatever you say, boss.
Okay, Larson.
Okay, what? Well, let me hear it. What's okay?
I'll fly for you tonight.
You suckers. But you know better than to bet against a sure thing? White. So you're taking orders, eh?
Yep.
When I say jump, you jump.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to go. Scanlon. Want me, Chief? Get your plane ready and check with me.
Yes, sir.
Here it is, all finished. Oh, that is beautiful. You agree with me, Mr. White?
Sure. Hurry it up, though. It's got to make the clipper.
I hope I will see you again next Christmas as usual, Mr. White.
As usual.
Well, good day, and many thanks.
Cadet Gordon Walker.
Yes, sir.
Cadet Jack Goodrich.
Yes, sir.
Squadron Leader Edward Mull.
Yes, sir.
Cadet Ted Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Cadet Sanford Roth.
Yes, sir.
Squadron Leader William Robbins.
Yes, sir.
Cadet Daniel White. Cadet Daniel White.
Have you got it, Mac?
Yes, I have it.
All right, hurry it up, will you? It'll be in a manila envelope.
I know.
Thanks, Mac.
The flight headed by Squadron Leader Robbins will follow the plan as described. Cadet White.
Yes, sir?
Did you report sick call?
No, sir.
Your squadron will start its flight with 10 demerits against it.
Yes, sir.
All right, men. To your planes.
We'd have made a clean record if it weren't for you.
I'm sorry.
You fly like you don't have your heart in it. What's eating you anyway?
I'll lay off, fellas. Danny's okay when he gets going.
Sure. A motor's okay, too, but if it hasn't got the juice, it's junk.
I said I was sorry. See, you've got a new addition to the Rogues Gallery. Cut it out. You know I don't take ribbon about that. No, I didn't mean anything by it. Trouble with all of us is we've been working too hard. Well, work will be a pleasure from now on. Have you guys seen that beautiful new flight examiner the Army sent down to us?
Whoever saw a beautiful flight examiner?
Oh, what a figure. What a smile. Worth 20 hours time in the air just to hold her hand.
You've had too much Christmas spirit.
Yeah, we don't have women instructors, Screwball.
Oh, that's her uncle. This is something he brought with him. Well, what's her name? One look at her eyes, who cares about the name?
Well, I'm gonna go on the station and meet the folks. If I don't see you fellas tonight, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Bill.
Hey, wait for me, Bill.
Don't you have a train to meet, Sandy? Nope, I'm driving home for the weekend. Say, why don't you come home with me, Danny? Have a real Christmas. No, there's something I got to do every year. My Uncle Joe Sanford's party. Don't like to miss it. Okay, just thought I'd ask you anyway. Well, so long, fella. Oh, say. Sandy, I'm sorry about before. Oh, that's all right. Everybody's got something he doesn't like to be kidded about. It's just that I like to keep those pictures up on the wall. That's all. Sure. Merry Christmas, Danny. Merry Christmas, Sandy. Merry Christmas, Dad.
Larry, that's 3 dances you've had with Eloise. 4. Jimmy, your turn.
Thank you, Uncle Joe.
Having a nice time, kiddies?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Uncle Joe.
Thank you, Lloyd.
Thank you.
Why aren't you dancing?
If I had 4 legs, I'd be the 2 worst dancers in the world.
Oh, I'm from Missouri.
Expect the worst.
That was a three-point landing.
Come on, come on. That was a crash dive, I suppose.
Now, you see what I mean? You quit?
No, come on. I hope you're better in the air than you are on the ground.
Oh, I am.
We'll see.
We'll see.
My uncle has just been assigned as flight examiner for the Bray Air School.
Oh? Oh!
Ah! What's the matter? Something stick in your throat?
You! What? It's you they're talking about.
You tell me. What is it? What are you doing?
They were right. No, they were wrong. They didn't say enough about you. Say, where have you been all these years?
What are you talking about? We've been together every Christmas Eve as long as I can remember.
No, but you're not the same girl. Something's happened to you.
Well, it's true you met me for the first time when I was 9. Now I'm...
I just seen it when you were 9. No, it must be something else.
Well, I used to wear my hair in curls. Now I don't.
No, it isn't that. It isn't any of that. I know what it is. It's me. I've changed. Susie, sit down. What are you doing tonight? I mean tomorrow night, and the night after tomorrow night, and the night after that.
I've got a date for tomorrow night, and the night after that, and the night after that.
Break it.
I can't.
Why can't you?
Because it's with someone I like very much.
Oh. Do I know him?
Well, you should. He's a very bad dancer, too.
Why, sure he is. Merry Christmas, Uncle Joe.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, then what? So he looks back to check with his flying instructor and finds out he's made his first solo flight. Hey, take a look.
What's it been like?
Well, he's been away so long, it's almost like not having a father at all.
Oh, but just the same, Daddy, you know you could have him anytime you need him.
Yes, Susie, that's right. That's important.
It's different with me. My father died in a crash when I was a kid, and my mother a year later.
How does he do it? Looks like he's found one thing he can get his heart in.
Must be magic.
You can't tell me that's Danny.
Oh, boy, what I couldn't do with that. In fact, oh, boy, what I could do with that.
Gentlemen. Gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the new flight examiner, Major Thompson. Cadets Thomas.
How do you do, sir?
Roth.
Sir?
Robbins.
How do you do, sir?
McKinney.
Major Thompson.
At ease, gentlemen. I'm delighted to make your acquaintance. And now I think it's only fair to introduce you to the rest of my family. Gentlemen, my niece, Miss Thompson.
How do you do?
As for you, young man...
Yes, sir.
You don't seem to require my services.
No, sir.
Danny, this is Major Thompson. Uncle, I'd like to present Cadet White. An old friend of mine.
An old friend, dear?
Why, I've known him for years.
Barometric pressure can mean that the vast accumulation of cold air at the North Pole will bring about freezing temperatures and blizzards.
Good.
I can think of much better things to do right now than study weather maps.
Not when your final exam comes in 2 weeks. Now, back to work, Mr. White.
And as the high-pressure area moves across the Pacific.
Go ahead.
As the high-pressure area moves across the Pacific, I don't care about high-pressure areas or low-pressure areas. The only thing I want to know right now is...
Danny!
Susie, this past year has been 12 of the slowest months of my life. You told me I had to wait. Well, I waited. But now, I've got to ask you.
About low-pressure areas?
No, about us. Will you marry me?
Mm-hmm.
When?
The day after you get your wings.
George, I knew you wouldn't fail me. My father gave that to me years ago. He said it would bring me luck. Well, it did. George, meet Mrs. White.
Hiya, George.
First thing I got to do was wire my father. I'd like him here for the final exams. And the second thing I got to do...
The high-pressure areas, darling.
Oh, Father. Take a look at this.
From Denny? Good news?
He wants me to come up and see him graduate.
Well?
This is the day I've been waiting for. Oh, this will be peaches and cream to the dirt that Larson's been feeding me.
Then you are going.
Just as soon as I can find 176 bucks. That's all for me, boys. Now, don't get sore, gentlemen. I told you this is all I wanted when I started.
You'll be back.
Oh, Sam.
Yeah, I know, little fella. I'll bring you back a dozen ties from the States. There it is, Father. 176 bucks. Star-Spangled Banner and home. Gee, I can't believe I'll be with the kid soon. Be able to see him and talk to him. You know, not pictures, the real thing. Oh, I'm gonna make up to him for every minute I've been away. What's the use of kidding myself? I can't go back.
Sam, you're wrong. He wants you to see him graduate. He expects you.
No. No, supposing somebody recognized me. Says Sam White is Sam Doyle. Danny White is Dan Doyle. His father's a heel.
Sam has been such a long time. People won't remember.
Father, if that ever happened, I'd be through.
Son, no one is ever through.
Dad.
Son, where do we go from here?
Taxi! Susie, I want you to meet my father.
I'm glad you could come.
Well, what are we standing here for? Why don't you invite us in or something?
Oh, of course. Come in.
I'm stuck. I don't know what to say, except just looking at you, I can see this is a swell break for Dan.
For me.
Oh, here's some flowers from a new admirer.
Oh, that's sweet of you. May I?
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Oh, my uncle and Joe Sandford will be here any minute. I'll put these in water. Hey, Danny, take your dad's coat.
Susie, you don't know how sorry I am, but I have to leave.
Oh.
I've got to go back to the hotel. There's a business meeting.
But, Dad.
Well, I know how you feel, son, but... Well, you didn't give me a chance to tell you before. I'll try and hurry back.
Please do.
Hey. What do you think?
She's the whole deck, Danny. Royal flush. Marry her quick. Consider yourself lucky.
Thanks, Dad. Well, Hey, now, don't you take too long getting back here.
I hope you understand I don't want to leave. After all, I came up here to see you get your wings. But I can't help it. I gotta fly back tonight.
You just got here.
You wouldn't think those big corporations would be so dependent on one man. I saw the boss today. As a matter of fact, that's why I leave Susie's house in such a hurry. Should have heard him, Danny. You've got to go back there immediately. New superintendent is no good. Gotta have you.
Well, couldn't you wait just a couple of days?
Oh, I know how you feel. But anyway, you've got something in that Susie girl. Believe me, she's worth building a two-car garage for.
I'm glad you like her.
I'll be up again soon for a visit, Danny. The next time, I won't let any corporation president give me the runaround.
Hello, Sam.
Hello, Uncle Joe.
Hello, Danny.
How did you know where to find me?
Susie told me.
Swell girl, isn't she?
Yes.
I think the kids will be very happy together, don't you?
That depends.
Hey, what do you mean, that depends?
Look, Joe, we're just leaving. I gotta grab a plane. Don't you want to come with us?
Still running away, huh?
Hey, what is all this?
Sam, if you don't tell him, I will. You can't put this off. It's too important to him.
What do you mean? See, I don't know what he's talking about, but whatever it is, I wish you'd tell me. So whatever it is, I want to know.
You remember that crash I was in? Well, the man who was killed was Bill Thompson, Susie's father. I didn't want to come back. I've always been a jinx.
Susie's father.
I know what you're thinking, Danny. You don't have to tell her. You're not going to.
Oh, I've got it, Dad.
Don't, Danny. If I go back, she'll never know.
I'm in love with her. She's in love with me.
Danny, listen to me, please. Don't tell her. She won't marry you.
That's what I gotta find out.
How many copies of this do you want?
Oh, about 6. I'll answer, dear. Hello, Danny. Come in.
Why, hello.
Sorry I missed your father this afternoon. I hope I'll have an opportunity of meeting him soon.
Here, let me take your coat.
No.
Why, Danny.
I wanted to explain to you why my father left so suddenly this afternoon. It wasn't on business. My name's not White. It's Doyle.
What are you talking about?
My father's name is Sam Doyle. I'm Danny Doyle. I only found out about it tonight.
I don't think there's anything more to be said.
Susie, I only found out about it tonight. I didn't know before.
You'd better go. Get in, Mr. Doyle. Well, what are you waiting for? Getting off, Doyle. First requisite of a good flyer is promptness. Yeah, the prima donna in flying is past. You level off now. Level off, I said. I'm flying to 15,000 feet. Flyer's got to keep his mind and body alert. Not only your own life that depends on it. Negligence is murder. Flyers have to learn from the mistakes of others. Go into a lazy 8. Feeding the controls. Come on, Doyle. Put your controls in neutral.
Pull out of it, kid. Pull out of it.
Oh, hello, Susie, dear.
Uncle John, I wanted to see you before you...
Well?
You're going in now to make your report, aren't you?
Yes.
What about Danny?
He'll get his wings.
I thought he'd never come out of that spin.
You're still in love with him, aren't you? Well, go and tell him.
Harry, have you seen Cadet White?
No, miss.
Sandy. Sandy, where's Danny?
He's gone.
Gone? Where? I want to talk to him. I've got good news for him. He's getting his wings.
I guess it's a little late for that now.
What are you talking about? Where is he?
I don't know. He talked about going to Dutch Guiana.
Dutch Guiana? Why?
I don't think anything would have stopped him.
Did he say anything about me before he left?
No.
Thanks, Andy.
So I figured with my dad being in charge of the airline down here, I could get a job with him.
Yes, yes, of course. So your father didn't know you were coming, eh?
No.
You think he would like to be surprised?
Do you know my dad well?
Very well. I think he's told me everything.
Then you know how he's fought against being with me. I had to come without letting him know. I just couldn't risk his telling me not to. Could we leave right away?
I'm afraid not, son. It's a 6-hour journey, and the mountains are too dangerous at night. We'll start tomorrow at sunrise.
Thank you, Father.
Now, you understand. You take the boy to his father at sunrise. I'm going now. I must have a few hours start to talk to Doyle before his son gets there. Explain to the boy that I had an emergency call and had to leave immediately.
Mr. Scanlon, where is Sam?
Where he usually is. Flat on his back trying to drink out of him.
Sam.
Get up. Get up, Sam.
What do you want?
Get up, Sam, please.
Oh, hello, Father.
Listen, Sam. Listen, your son has come down from the States. He's on his way to this field right now.
Danny coming here?
Yes, I made some excuse and hurried on ahead. He's going to be here in an hour.
I gotta get out of here. Tell him you don't know where I am.
No, no.
Don't you understand, Father? He thinks I'm a boss, the big shot. I gotta get away, and you've got to help me.
No. What if you say I'll help you?
How? How?
Hi.
Hello there. Say, you tell me where I can find Mr. Sam White?
Sure. He's in there.
Thanks.
Come in.
Hello, Dad. You got a job for me, boss?
Gee, kid, I'm glad to see you. I'm tickled to death. What made you come down here?
I just wanted to see the world.
Thompson didn't pass you, is that it?
I didn't wait to find out.
Well, look, Danny, don't misunderstand me, but this is no place for you.
You're doing all right.
You gotta go back to the States, kid. It's not the same here. These honky-tonk airlines are for men who can't find any place else in the world. Men who are running away from things. Old men with dead chances. Young men with no chances. Kid like you're just beginning.
You gotta go back home, Danny. Look, Dad, you gotta understand, too. I left the States to come down here to work with you. I'm not going back home. Now, look, how about taking me on a tour of inspection, huh? Introduce me to the men.
Gentlemen, please, remember what I asked you to do.
Count me out. I ain't playing Santa Claus for nobody. These guys want to whitewash him, okay. Not me.
Mr. Carey, have some charity.
Nobody ever gave me a break.
I see you arrived here, all right.
Thank you, Father.
Sam, introduce the boy.
Oh, Becker? I'd like to introduce my son, Danny.
Howdy, Danny. The boss is always talking about you.
Scanlon?
We met outside, Mr. White.
Oh, yes, and Marcel Poulet.
Great honor, Monsieur White.
Thanks.
Mr. Carey, this is Danny.
Listen, kid, he's putting on an act. I mean, he ain't always a hi-hat. Drop the mister, boss.
And Jackson.
For celebration, we'll all have a drink.
Thanks.
Mr. Hendricks, I guarantee you this young man will be an honor to your organization. He's an expert aviator.
Tell him he had 4 years of training at a school in the States.
He's had 3 years training in the United States. Oh, yes, yes. I can bring him over to you anytime. Right away. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well?
Sam, it's all, how you say, in the sack.
Father, you got a 14-carat heart.
Did you see Becker? Did you talk to him?
He agreed to let me take his flight. I'll be out of here in 5 minutes.
Good. Then Danny would wonder why you're not taking him to Hendricks yourself.
Danny? I got great news for you, kid. I just spoke to the Hendricks airline, and you're in, fella. The job is yours.
But I told you before that...
Yeah, I know, Danny. I'd like to have you flying for me, too, but... Well, I got enough men.
Becker! Yes, sir, Mr. White.
Take charge when I'm going, will you?
Yes, sir.
Well, I've got an inspection flight to make. Father, you'll see that Hendricks appreciates the man I'm sending him, won't you?
Of course, Sam.
Danny, I'll be up to see you just as soon as I get back. No, kid?
I'll see you off, Dad.
No, you gotta get going. They're expecting you up there this morning. So long, champ. Keep the tailwinds in back here.
Right.
I'll make arrangements to leave.
All right, Father.
I want to say goodbye to the men.
Hello there.
Oh, fellas, I'm leaving. Just wanted to say goodbye.
Well, so long, kid.
Thanks, Ken.
Good luck on your new job.
Au
revoir, monsieur. Oh, if you by chance come across bargains in silk ties, will you please? Give me back my knife.
I didn't take your knife, Jackson, honest. Honest, I didn't take your knife.
Give me back my knife.
Okay. What's the matter with you guys?
Oh, Jackson! Sit down.
Well, why wasn't anybody on the field when I come in?
Becker, why ain't you on your way up to the mine? White took my trip. Well, who told him to? I wasn't feeling well, Mr. Larson.
What about White? Was he tanked up as usual?
He was okay.
Who are you?
Luke Larson.
Well, who are you?
I'm Danny White.
What are you doing down here?
I'm Mr. White's son.
Oh, you're the family he's been sending his money to, huh?
Yes, I'm the family.
Chip off the old drinking mug, huh? What'd you come down here for? Kill somebody, too?
Stop it! Get away with it! Goodbye, Father. Oh, and look, you can tell the gang in there that I really appreciate what they tried to do. They had me fooled for a while. And remember, not one word to the old man. Hmm?
Found out, huh?
Yes.
Go ahead, tell me. What'd he do? What'd he say?
Sam, there are times when a man has to hurt someone to help him. Yes. He left you because he loves you so much he couldn't stay and see you humiliated. It's a great love, Sam. I don't think you deserve it. I don't think you love your son as much as he loves you.
I've tried to do the right things for him.
You have hurt him. So you've done the wrong things. Sam, look at Jackson.
What about him?
That knife isn't cutting into a bench. No. That knife is cutting into the flesh of the man himself. Into the 20 lost years Jackson has tried to escape an obligation to a woman he once loved. It's too late for him now, Sam. And that's the saddest thing that can ever be said for any man.
Well, supposing I do go back. And will let me fly again?
Sam, get a job as a mechanic, as a dishwasher, anything. You've had an easy life, Sam. You've been doing the running away, but your son has had to face the world.
For years, he hasn't been able to say, he's my father, without fighting.
For years, he hasn't been able to walk down a street and say, look, everybody, I am Sam Doyle's son. That's what he wants to do, Sam. Give him that chance. Don't stay here. Go back. Go back and fight it out.
Someone else said that once. Years ago.
You should have listened to him.
I've been looking for you, White. What's the idea of trying to put something over on me?
Father, here's where I start listening to you.
Now, raise your right hand.
Private White reports to Lieutenant Anderson, sir.
Yes, what is it, Private?
Any word about my transfer to Mountain Field?
Not yet. That seems to be very important to you, Private White.
Yes, sir, it sure is.
What's the matter? Got a sweetheart living around there?
Yes, sir, in a way.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, sir.
Boy, look at that baby. Ain't she a beauty? They tell me she'll die better than 600 an hour.
Fellow's coming from Kelly today to test it.
I heard about that kid. Doyle's his name. They can't make planes fast enough for him.
Sarge, is it okay if I go out and grab a smoke?
Sure, White.
Thanks.
Let's all take a smoke.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. There's a Private White who wants to see you.
Have him tell you his business.
I tried that, sir, but he insists on seeing you.
Send him in. What do you want?
Thank you for letting me see you.
Get to the point.
I've just been transferred here.
Well?
Wasn't any accident. I applied for the transfer.
Didn't you know I was here?
Even that didn't make any difference. My son is testing that new interceptor. I wanted to be near him.
Well, how does that concern me?
I knew you'd see me on the field sooner or later. I wanted to talk to you before that happened and ask if you'd let me stay here.
This is the Army. It's no place to settle private grievances. If you were transferred here, you can stay as long as you do your work. Do anything else?
No, sir.
Lieutenant Doyle? My name's Gilbert. Say, I sure am glad to meet you. We hoped you'd be the one to test the new interceptor. The fellas have heard an awful lot about you. They're anxious to see what you can do in the air.
Oh, thanks.
Well, Private, I'll have your bags brought in. Well, where are you staying?
The Norfolk.
Yeah, that's a good place. A lot of the fellas stay there.
Yes, sir.
Take that bag, put it in a squad car, and have it stand by for Lieutenant Doyle. You'll find him in front of Sea Hangar. The CO is waiting there for us. Sir? Major Thompson? Lieutenant Doyle.
How do you do, Lieutenant?
Major?
There she is. She'll be ready for you in a week.
Well, she looks mighty fine to me right now, sir.
Take your time and study her. If you have any questions, the staff is at your disposal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, gentlemen. Squad cars ready, Lieutenant?
I'll show you the way, Doyle.
how'd you feel?
Well, she's okay on the ground.
Well, she'll be okay upstairs, too. Roll her in, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
All right, men.
Handle her gently, Sergeant.
Hello, Susie.
If that were my plane, I'd roll her on a velvet carpet.
Sergeant knows how to take care of things.
Same can't be said for me. I make mistakes.
Susie, look, I'm very busy. Would you mind if I...
Sure I would. Which way are you walking? I've made a very big mistake once, Danny. I forgot that a rose by any other name.
Shakespeare wrote about ghosts, too.
Yes, but they were good ghosts, most of them.
Good or bad, they still kept people apart.
They wouldn't do that to me. I'd think twice about them, and they'd turn out to be dead.
The more I think about them, the more alive they are. Well, what do you think of her, Dad?
Oh, she looks good.
Oh, you should have seen her. She was in that wind tunnel 70 hours, rode it like a bird. They gave her everything. Crosswinds, downwinds, and a 150-mile headwind. Hey, Dad.
Well, George Washington, huh?
Yes, sir. We've been everywhere together.
So you still got him.
George Washington rides again. Are you going to stay with me again tonight, Dad?
Yes, I'd like to, if you don't mind.
No, of course not. Kind of tired. How about you?
Yeah, it's about time to turn in. I'll sneak out early in the morning. Nobody will see me go.
I wouldn't care if they did.
What is it, Danny?
It's nothing, Dad.
What's wrong?
Nothing at all.
Let me see that paper.
Just some figures.
But I want to see it. Tail flutter, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I guess my eyes aren't what they used to be, or I'd have seen it before. What are you going to do about it?
Nothing.
What do you want to do, get yourself killed? That plane stands a chance of breaking in two in the air. Now, you've got to tell Thompson.
It's ridiculous. I can't go to the major and tell him the plane may develop a tail flutter because that model happens to have a crack in it. He'll think I'm yellow.
Show him the figures.
We've got the best engineers in the world. That model's been tested 100 different times.
You can't tell about a tail flutter. You can't possibly tell unless you fly it. Now, you tell Thompson or I will.
I won't and you won't either. It's my job to test that plane and I'm doing it.
Well, you're not going to fly it. I'm your father and you're going to listen to me.
It's a little late to say that. I'm sorry.
It's all right, Danny. I guess I had it coming to me. Come on, fella. Let's take a look at these together. Try to forget just for a minute who I am. Right now, Danny's the most important one to both of us.
What's wrong? Has anything happened to him?
I don't want him to test that new plane. It's 100 to 1 shot that it'll fall apart in the air.
Does he know that?
He says it doesn't make any difference to him.
I'll talk to my uncle.
No, I'll do that. I want you to talk him out of flying that ship.
What makes you think he'd listen to me?
He loves you, Susie.
The last time I saw
Believe
him...
me, he loves you. I'm the only one that's dancing away.
Where is he now, Mr. Doyle?
Private White reports to Major Thompson.
What do you want, Doyle?
I just made some of my own calculations on the new interceptor.
Well?
They show that the plane may develop a tail flutter.
New planes may develop 100 things. That's why we test them.
I know, but my son's flying this one.
Let me remind you, Doyle, your son volunteered. If he wants to, he can change his mind.
But he won't.
Of course he won't. He understands, but apparently you don't. He knows he's got a job to do. He knows that the Army doesn't ask him or any man's boy to go out of his way to get hurt. That plane has been okayed to dive up to 600 miles an hour. If it can be made to go faster, so much the better. We've got to get places quicker these days. What would you do if you were in my place? Have 1,000 boys die because that plane wasn't tested? We haven't changed, Doyle. Every time a kid goes up, we're riding with him, just as they rode with us back in 17. In 10 minutes, your boy's going up to test that plane. I'll be riding with him, too.
I never thought I'd hear you say those things. To me. Would it be all right with you if I'm on the field?
Of course.
Thank you, sir.
Now, understand, Lieutenant, you're not required to dive this ship faster than 600 miles per hour.
Yes, sir. Anything else?
No. She's all yours. Sergeant?
Yes, sir.
Roll her out.
Yes, sir. Roll her out, men.
What are you looking for? Cigarette?
No, sir. Something else.
Oh. Well, good luck.
Thanks.
Good luck, Lieutenant.
Thank you, sir. What is it, Susie?
Danny, your father doesn't want you to fly that plane.
Yes, I know.
I don't want you to either.
Susie, I'm not a hero. I'm not even thinking of the most important thing, that it's my job. That every plane tested and found right or wrong saves the lives of hundreds of pilots. No. I'm thinking that maybe you're going to say to me, go ahead, Danny, take her up. Because every time I do something well, every time I polish up the name of Doyle, I come closer and closer to thinking there are no ghosts. Never were.
Go ahead, Danny, take her up. Fly the pants off those ghosts.
Thanks.
By the way, Danny, I've got a date tonight.
Break it?
I can't. It's with someone I like very much. He's a very good flyer and...
Still a very bad dancer. I've been looking all over for you.
Just found out you're going up. I heard you talking to Susie. She's all right for you, kid.
I know.
You're gonna marry her, aren't you?
We'll talk about that later, huh? You're not worried anymore, are you?
No. No, the only thing I'm worried about is how I could fit into this championship fight. As for you, kid, I said long ago, you're gonna be the best flyer in the world.
Second best. Well, still I'm dead.
Wait a minute. Haven't you forgotten something?
Say, I've been looking everywhere for this.
Goodbye, Danny.
Lieutenant Doyle wishes to take off, sir.
Very good, Sergeant. Well, gentlemen, I think we'd better get up to the control tower.
Delaying, Lieutenant Doyle.
Well, there he goes now, sir.
I think he's ready to take off, sir.
Private White reporting. Testing interceptor plane.
Private White? Where's Lieutenant Doyle? Order White down immediately, or I'll send a squadron up to get him.
Yes, sir. Major Thompson calling Private White. Major Thompson calling interceptor. You are ordered to land immediately or you'll be brought down. Report.
What happened to Doyle? Where is he?
Yes, sir.
Doyle?
Message to Lieutenant Doyle. Sorry I had to suck you, sir. Look in your pockets. You'll find calculations on the tail assembly. Keep checking as I report. I'm climbing to 15,000 feet.
Get me the interceptor. Major Thompson calling Private White. Come down immediately. You understand?
Sorry, Major. I've got a job to do. I'll report when I get to 20,000 feet.
Who is he? Who is this man White? Do you know him?
Yes, I know him. He's the best flyer in the world.
Private White reporting at 20,000 feet. Going into the first dive. Speed 375. Altitude 18,000. Speed 425. Tail assembly's okay. Speed 475. Altitude 14,000. Speed 525. Tail assembly starting to vibrate. Give the engineering department my figures, Danny. Speed 590. 600. This is a darn fine job.
You've done your job, White. You needn't push her any faster than 600. Come down immediately. That's an order.
Remember what you said, Major? You gotta go places quicker these days. If I can make this ship go faster than 600 miles an hour, all the better. Here's where I find out how fast she can go. Speed 610. 615. Speed 620. Beginning to feel a terrific vibration. 627. There goes the tail.
Call emergency.
Emergency, ship in trouble.
Order all auxiliary services.
All auxiliary services, crash wagon, ambulance, fire wagon.
Funny feeling.
Who is that man?
Sam Doyle. He's my father.